Hi guys, my name is Nadia and welcome back to my channel. I hope you all had a wonderful holiday season with your loved ones, or if you are taking time off for yourself, I hope you are well rested, rejuvenated and ready to get back to work or school, or even to get back into routine. Well, actually I'm not, but even if you're not ready, in today's video I have some tips and tricks for you to help you get ready for the first day back after the holidays. And I'm sharing a brand new recipe which I hope you can use for lunches, for dinners, or as a snack. For more videos like these, don't forget to like and subscribe. And without wasting any more of your time, let's go ahead and jump in the video and get ready for the first day back. So here are the ingredients that we need for the tuna kababs or tuna patties. The first thing we need is obviously tuna. I got these cans from Sam's. This is a premium white tuna. Then we have chili sauce, garlic chili sauce. You can either add chili or garlic separately, but I want to put that in as well, just for some extra taste. I have red chili. I have garlic paste, and I've shown you that I make like once a month garlic paste with fresh garlic, and I keep it in the fridge, and I use it in almost all my recipes. This is a mixture of these two seeds. This is coriander seeds. This is cumin seed. I make a powder out of these, and I use my coffee grinder to make a powder. So I did not want to add the seeds, so I'm using the powder instead, but I wanted to show you what the seeds look like. Then we have fresh cilantro, and I cannot find fresh mint. I swear I saved it yesterday. I was making mint chutney with cilantro, fresh mint, and green chili, and I saved a few leaves to put it in, but I can't find it in the fridge today. So anyway, I do have some fresh cilantro. If you have fresh mint or fresh parsley, that would also taste really good. So instead of fresh mint, since I don't have it, I made this paste yesterday, or chutney. This is a mixture of cilantro, mint, and green chili, so I'm just gonna add a spoon of that. And then we have potatoes. I needed some binding ingredient to hold the tuna together and the whole kebab together, so I'm going to use some of these, and we're going to boil them before we put that in. And then we have green onions. Now, as an option, of course, you don't have to use any of the red chili. If you're not used to it, you can always use a black pepper and of course salt according to your taste. We're going to show you these, but you also need 2 eggs when it's time to pan fry them. And then you also need some kind of breadcrumbs. I have panko in the pantry, so we're going to use this. Alright, let's get started. So I'm starting with peeling the potatoes. These potatoes are pretty small. I normally use them for roasting, but these were the ones that I had in the fridge, so I decided to use these. I'm going to be boiling them on the stove in a small pot, and since these are small, they'll be done pretty fast. And then since the potatoes are boiling, I'm going to chop up the rest of the stuff that I need. I really only had cilantro and green onion to chop up. Now you can also use red onion if you like that flavor, or just a regular yellow onion in this. I like the extra strong flavor of green onion in any kebabs or patties, so I decided to use this. So I'm just going to finely chop these up and then keep them aside. I have my potatoes ready now. I am going to mash them up real quick and then start adding everything that I have right next to it. I have about 8 cans of tuna. These are 8 cans of tuna, but I ended up using 6 because, as I mentioned, potato was being used as a binding ingredient, and I think if I had added any more tuna, the kebab won't hold a shape or a form on its own. So I ended up adding 6 of these. So I added all the ingredients. I am going to leave the measurements on all the ingredients below in the description box, so it's easier for you. But keep in mind that we like everything spicy, so that's why you see the green chili paste, or the cilantro, mint, and green chili paste, plus the red chili and all of that. But you can always change and control the spices according to your taste, of course. Now I'm adding the tuna and mixing it up as I go. I want to see how thick it gets and how the tuna and the kebab can hold shape. And this is how it looks like. I am trying to show you that I'm keeping the tuna pretty chunky. I don't want to make a mush out of that. If you have had crab cakes before, it's kind of a twist on that, but I'm making it with tuna. So I do not want to mix tuna, or I don't want the consistency to be like a mashed potato consistency. I want the tuna pieces to be visible and to be chunky enough in the kebab. Alright, now I'm mixing everything in, showing you that one more time, and now I'm making the patties. The patties can be as big as you like. I was just gonna serve it in a small slider for younger kids, and then I actually ended up taking it with salad, so which I will show you later on, but I just kept the kebab itself on a pretty small size. So this plate right here is going in the freezer. You can also freeze it. It's very freezer friendly. And this second plate that I showed you, I'm going to be making it for lunch. From here on, it's pretty simple. I'm taking some breadcrumbs and eggs, and then I'm just going to fry it up in a little bit of oil, just like you would fry any other crab cake or any other patty, breaded patty. I'm taking a flat pan. This is called tawa. We make roti on this all the time. This is a traditional Pakistani pan. Now you will notice that the oil gathered in the middle of the pan, which was kind of ideal because I wanted to use the smallest amount of oil but still have it crispy on the outside. Now everything inside the kebab or the patty is already cooked, so I'm not gonna worry about if it's being cooked all the way from inside or not. The goal here is to make it crispy and crunchy from outside. So I am first dipping it in the egg, and then with a dry hand I am coating it with the breadcrumbs. I also ended up making some without breadcrumbs. So I only had egg on the outside, which also turned out really good. Make sure it turns out crunchy and crispy from outside and does not get burned. I am making it on medium low heat. And I also thought about making it in the air fryer, but I wanted to also show you a pan fry recipe on these. If you have an air fryer, you can definitely try it in that as well, and I'm sure it will turn out crispy and crunchy. And one more thing I wanted to mention about the pan frying is that as I'm flipping them over and they have turned a little bit brown, I'm moving them to the side so that they can continue to get crispy and crunchy, and that's just an easier way, I guess, to keep them on the pan so they're more crunchy. I'm adding oil, warming it up as I go, and then I add a new patty with the breadcrumbs on it. Here's a close-up for you. To me, they look good. As I mentioned, they don't need to be cooked from inside. Everything that we added was already cooked. I also like the onion to be a little crunchy, the green onion that we had added, so I did not feel like it needed any more cooking. You just have to see how you like it while you're cooking it. If you like it as extra crispy, then of course you can leave it on the pan for a little bit longer. So I'm gonna take these off, and then I'm gonna call my taste testers to test these out. We're having it with, of course, you guessed it, we are having it with mint chutney. And I was the first taste tester. You can also taste it while you're creating the mix. The good thing about that is, as I mentioned, it's already cooked, so you can taste it at any time. Now, the second taste tester that was really excited to test it was Sabir. He thinks it was chicken. I don't know if I mentioned it. My kids are not into having tuna salad or chicken salad. They just do not like anything creamy. So this was my way of adding tuna, which is full of protein, in their diet. I hope you liked this recipe. You can also make it with any other meat like chicken breast or turkey or even beef if you like. Kids like to have it in a bun or a slider, and Hamza and I like to have it with salad. Now I'm going to share some time-saving tips for the year ahead or for the first day back. Tip number one, if you need to catch up on your grocery, I would suggest to not do it a day before or the night before. Trust me, it's going to be so busy in the stores that you would not want to be there. I would suggest to get the grocery done at least for 2 to 3 days in advance. That way you have time to pick up the grocery, do some meal prep if you need to, fill up your fridge with snacks for school lunches or work lunches, fill up your pantry, anything that you need to. Our school is opening in 3 days, and by the time you watch it, we would have 2 days left, and my grocery was done 3 days ago. And that brings me to my tip number two, which is an obvious one for me. I have been prepping my produce and my fruits when I bring it back from the grocery store. Prepping it, washing it, cleaning it. If I need to cut any fruit, I do that. I dry it thoroughly, and then I store it in my Rubbermaid boxes. Now this has been really important. It has been such a time saver when I'm packing for lunches, either for work or for school. This makes it so much easier that I do not have to give it a second thought on what I should pack for snacks or for sides for lunches. And most of the times kids pack the sides, so when it's ready for them to pack, it just makes it so much easier. And I do the same thing with the spinach and the arugula we get for the salad. Tip number three is to do a quick cleanup of the fridge. Throw out everything that you don't need or has been expired, has not been used. I know we all can get lazy a little bit when we have a long break, and this is the perfect time to do that. I do not try to tackle an entire fridge cleanup the day before or 2 days before. But what I do is put on a timer for 10 minutes and clean out as much as I can. I try to focus on the main areas on our fridge, which are the snack drawer and the produce section. And trust me, you'll thank yourself later in the week when you can find everything easily. Number four is to have something familiar ready for breakfast for the first morning back. Even if you're not able to make anything at home or if you don't have the time, then I would suggest to have something ready in the fridge or the freezer where it would only take you a few minutes to warm the breakfast and have it ready. Now, the first day back, I know the first thing my kids would ask in the morning would be, Mom, what do we eat for breakfast? And therefore, I am going to be prepping ahead. I normally have been making muffins or things like French toasts that are easier to freeze. I have also done some egg biscuits, and I'm sorry that video is still pending. I've been having computer issues, but I promise that would be coming soon. I've been prepping breakfast ahead of time and freezing it, and that has been a lifesaver for me. This tip is something that we normally do pretty much every week when we are packing for lunches, either for work or for school, is to pack for the snacks ahead of time. Now, my kids are old enough and they like to pack it by themselves, which makes my life easier. But I do need to remind them that they need to pack it, especially on a weekend or the night before the first day back. All of these snacks can be packed ahead of time, so these are some really good options. We have some nuts and cheese, some pretzels. We have boiled eggs. Boiled egg is also something that you can have in the fridge 3 to 4 days in advance. And then some crackers and cheese and Nutella balls. So that has also a really good tip to prep ahead. As you know, I am a full-time working mom and I like to take lunch from home almost every day, and I like to prep ahead for my work lunches as well. So I would go ahead and leave the link below for my weekend prep that has a lot of work lunch ideas as well. And one tip I would like to give you here is if you are someone who is new to meal prep or intimidated by meal prep, or you don't want to prep for more than one meal at a time, then go ahead and start on one meal prep. Make at least 2 to 3 boxes or 4 to 5 boxes out of that, and then keep one or two in the fridge and freeze the rest. Now repeat the process with a different recipe within a few days. Make another 3 to 4 boxes. You'll have an inventory build up, and that way you'll have enough rotation of lunches in the freezer. Then all you have to do is take one out, put it in your lunch bag, and you're ready to go. Now, if you are packing for your kids, my biggest tip would be, and the most useful one, I think, to pack for lunches the night before and pack something really easy and familiar. The first day back is not the day to try out new lunch ideas on kids. So I normally like to pack a simple sandwich. Hamza and Aleena has been into salads if they want to take that. All of these, anything that can be prepped ahead and put in the fridge the night before, is what I pack for them and for myself. Another good tip is to have kids pack their water and put it in the fridge the night before. We want to make the morning run as smoothly as possible, and this really saves a lot of time and prevents us from yelling at each other. And last but not the least is to have your kids pick out the clothes the day before or the night before.
This works really well, especially if you have younger kids, because you never know how the morning turns out and what kind of mood they're waking up in. My older two kids are pretty self-sufficient now, and I'm trying to get Sabir to get into this habit. I even pick out my work clothes at night. It's just easier for me. I just don't have to think what I need to wear in the morning, and trying to match a hijab or trying to put a hijab together with an outfit in the morning is just not what I want to do or waste time on. Alright, that's all I had for today, guys. I hope these tips were helpful to you, and I hope you have a great day back to your work or school. And I hope these are helpful in the new year ahead as well. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.